Okay, so a few more little tips and tricks for Davinci Resolve. All right, so a couple of things to look at, and it's actually a really, really powerful program and a fantastic program, especially for free. So let's look at a few options. So if we look up here and see this little tab up here, timeline view options, click on that and it'll change the timeline for you so you can see different things. So if you just hover over the top of things, it tells you, so you can have a stacked timeline, you can have a subtitled tracks. So I'll just click on that so you can see. So that just means it just puts the names on there for you, subtitles, okay? If I click on this one here, it actually gives me 8 audio waveforms as well, okay? So I can see what my audio is doing on both audio tracks. And now the video view options, we can click on there and that gives us a picture of what's going on. We can do that and it gives us a smaller picture, it's a thumbnail view, or a simple view, which we had before. But let's open it up so we can see what our shots are as well. So it's easier to work with. And you can adjust your height of the tracks of the video and the audio as well. So just to quickly show you, can make this bigger and smaller if you like working in different spaces. So it makes it a bit smaller, makes it a bit bigger. Same thing with the audio, bigger or smaller. And sometimes it's easier to edit the audio when it's a bit bigger. So they're really good timeline options now. Now you can see the waveforms, you can see what was said and the music as well, so it makes it a little bit easier to work with. And then just click out of there and it moves it out for you. So lots of good stuff. Now if you want to do some audio editing, you can just click on it, and where you see the red is what you're working on. So you can see the red on the video channel here, and you can see the red on this audio channel, so that means they're linked, okay? And up here in this section you can adjust the video and the audio as well. So you can adjust the audio, you can pan it, you can do lots of stuff, but keep it very simple. All I'm going to do is adjust the audio if I have to, okay? So I just check it, and then also there's a mixer up here so you can see your audio as you're going through as well. So just grab the scrub bar and you can just move back and forth, and you can see the audio is a bit hot on both of them. So we could reduce the audio on both of them, okay? And what I mean by hot is when I play through, I'm just pressing the space bar. See how it's jumping into the red there? That means that audio is too loud. So audio 2 is too loud. So that's audio 2 here. So if I click on here, you'll see that it goes red. Okay, so I can adjust it up here, or you can adjust it up here as well. If you can hover over the line and just click on it and move it down. You can see the waveform goes smaller, or you can go up here and just adjust the volume, and you can see it does the same thing. Okay. All right, so let's get it down a little bit. Let's try it again. So just get your scrubber up. Much better. It's just touching the red, so it's still a little bit hot. So let's just take it down a little touch more. And just remember, you're only going to work on the bit that's selected, which is in red. Okay, grab your scrubber, go across. Perfect. See how that's in the yellow now? That's all we want. And you can see that audio 1, which is, if you click on audio 1, you'll see it's this guy talking. So that's a bit low, so we can always bump that up, okay? Okay, let's just bump it right up. And you can see the waveforms change as well as I do that.
Pretty quickly, we just started here in December.
Now it's red, so let's jump it back down.
We've got quite a few homes up at the moment.
It's a little bit better, okay? So we're doing a nice little edit for you at the moment. Now if we want to, a good thing about this program too is we've got lots of really good options as well with audio. So if you know those little tabs I was telling you before down the bottom, you can go into the audio tab here, and do some detailed stuff if you want to get into it. But it's complex, so don't worry about it at this level. If you really want to get into Davinci Resolve, then you can start learning a bit more about that. But let's just keep it simple. So the other thing too is we've got these little handles on the end here. So if you can see where my scrubber is, or my little my pointer tool, I'm just hovering over the top, and you can see there's a little handle there. I can grab this handle by clicking on it. You can see it's selected, and just go back. Now you'll see it fades in and fades out. So it's fading in that audio track. And I'll do the same with this one, and I'll just fade it in. So then we can fade the audio in and out. We can do the same on the other side as well. Let's play it.
Yeah, I agree. It has been a challenging time for us through the COVID situation. You can see through our estate here, we've got our properties moving pretty quickly. We just started here in December. We've got quite a few homes up at the moment.
Okay, great. So that's zoomed in. Now I could edit that much nicer, and I can just drag these clips back and forth if I want. I can do a little bit of an edit here. Do the same thing, just get the handles, click on it, and just drag it back. Okay, let's play it now.
Property's moving pretty quickly. We just started here in December. We've got quite a few homes up at the moment.
Do a couple of other little things here. Let's put a logo or a picture at the front as well and at the end, and but we need to bring those in. We can make those in Photoshop, or you can just grab one from the internet if you've got one, but the one that I've got is from the client, who obviously made it in Photoshop or some other program, probably not really sure which one it was, but let's bring it in. File, oh sorry, let's file, import media. Let's go to editing folders for Chris. Okay, Choice Homes logo. You can see that it's a PNG file, and we talked about those in our Photoshop lecture. So let's bring that in, open. They work well. All right, now we've got our choice logo here. So we can just double click it. And now there's a couple other things that I'll show you as well. So you can, again, just pick it and drag, so you can put it at the end if you like. And it just, if you press play, just the logo comes up for you, okay? You can do that if you like. Or if you want to bring it at the front, you can still like drag it at the front, like click and drag down. It's not. Or the other thing you can do is, I'll show you a few other little tabs. So there's these tabs here, and if you hop on them here, just hover over the top. The first one's insert clip. So you can insert the clip anywhere where this scrub bar is, or if you've set an in point. The other one is you can override a clip, so you can put it on top of clips as well. And the other one is replace a clip. So if I wanted to replace that, I could do that as well. So we want to insert this, and what it does, it'll push everything forward. It'll put the logo at the start for me. So let's get this scrub bar, take it to the start, press I to give it an in point. Let's go up to our choice logo, double click on it, and then we want to insert it. So we click on this one here, which is insert clip, and you'll see that it'll push everything forward. So let's clip that, and it pushed everything forward for us. So now we have the logo at the start, and then it goes into the video. Okay? And then it finishes with a logo. Now, this is just a quick demonstration for you to show you how Davinci Resolve works, but I actually did a proper video for this, and I've uploaded it for you, and I'll show you how I finished it off. But so to get a nice smooth transition as well, and to add some titles, we'll do our next thing, and they're called effects. Okay, so let's go up into effects here. It's a really nice little tab here, so just click on effects. So we've got video transitions, audio transitions, titles, and generators, okay? So video transitions, we've got lots of different options here, and again, there's so many available which you can do. If you hold on to them, they sort of give you an indication of what they're gonna look like, which is great. But for our benefit, let's just use an additive dissolve. So it just dissolves from one clip to the other. And all you gotta do is just click it and drag it in between the two clips, okay? So now we've got a little additive dissolve. So if you just grab your scrub bar, before it, press the space bar to play, or you can press this arrow key here, either one, and it'll show you the little dissolve between the two clips.
Yeah, I agree. It has been a challenging time for us through the COVID.
Okay, so that's how you do transitions, and now there's, you can play with this in the tutorial and see how you go. The other thing is you've got audio transitions. You can crossfade between audio, but I don't have any. I've only got. I can't. There's no need for me to crossfade anything, but I could add a crossfade in from nothing. So I could always just grab it, click on it. You can see it goes red. Drag it, and just drop it on the end there. So it crossfades from nothing into the clip. Okay, and again, just move your scrubber, press the play bar or the arrow.
Out of the ground. Yeah, I agree. It has been a challenging time for us through.
Okay, so it didn't really work because I heard a clip from me beforehand, so it's actually brought the clip in. So let's get rid of that. We don't need that there. So you can just click on it and delete it. We still want the cross dissolve in there, so let's go back, additive dissolve, and just put that in there. Okay, great. Now, so we've got transitions, video transitions, audio transitions, and titles. Now, these titles are pre-made ones for you, and again, if you just hover over the top, they show you exactly what the title is going to be. Scroll, and you'll notice in the one that I made it a little bit fancier than the ones available, but you can just use any of these clean and simple texts, okay? Anything you like. So let's get a simple text for this guy here. I think his name's Warren. So let's actually that's the one I used in the final video that I made, or the draft. But let's just try another one. Just like, let's go a lower left third, because we're talking about lower left thirds, and it's the first one that comes up. So we can just click and drag this one. So click, highlights it, drag it, and just drop it on the top there. You'll see that it's a lot bigger than the amount that's there. So let's just move this clip a little bit. Let's just move that one there. And this is the beauty of it all. And maybe the other thing too is sometimes what I do is I have my primary storyline, my secondary storyline, and then I put effects and titles on the next video line. Okay, so it's video 3. And as you can see, I'm just scrolling up and down. Now, if I click on here, I'll just make this a bit bigger for you so you can see what's going on. And a bit bigger. So we can increase the size by clicking on here as well. So let's go 50%. You can see that. Or you can fit, and it just fits to the screen as well. So you can see it's got the title and the name. So what we can do is just always remember that the red line is, or the red box is, what we're working on. So I just click on that. Now I can go into up here and change the title and the name and everything like that. Or I can just click on here and just change the name. So let's just change his name on there, the title. So let's go, let's call him Building Supervisor. And if we click on the bottom one, double click on it, you'll see that it pops up here, sample, let's call him Warren. I can't remember his surname, unfortunately. And then let's just click down here. So Building Supervisor Warren, or the other way around, it doesn't really matter. Now, the other thing too, there's this button here, this little square here. And if you click on that, it's called a free transform, okay? Or the transform key. And you can see these little handles that will let us move stuff around. So if we wanted to move this around, we could, okay? So we can just move it around if we want. We could put it on the darker thing so we could see it a little bit better if we wanted to, okay? And it only affects what's red. So if I change it, if I go to here, it'll move Warren around. Oh, sorry. Okay, if I double click on there, it just moves sorry, that's not Warren. That's my secondary story. So let's move it back to where it was. If I go down to where Warren is, I'm just going to make this a bit easier to view. If I click on him, double click on him, we can move him around. But we don't really want to do that at the moment. All right, so let's scroll back up to the thing. Let's keep it there. I mean, if we want to keep it back there, and we can do lots of stuff here. It's amazing how many things we can do. We can change the font, we can change the color, we can change the size. So we can make it bigger, we can make it smaller, we can change the color to red if we want. So lots of different options, okay? We can make it a bit smaller. So lots of different options. Let's make this a bit smaller. And you can use the sliders or anything like that. So lots of really good stuff to do. Okay, so now if we play it back, we've got no music. That takes a bit long, so we can make this a bit smaller. Let's make this a bit smaller, okay? And if we want to get rid of the start there, we just highlight it, delete it, and it moves everything forward. So let's, nice and quick.
Yeah, I agree. It has been a challenging time for us through the COVID situation. You can see through our estate here, we've got our properties moving pretty quickly.
So he's still talking over the top of the overlay footage. And we've got a bit of music just to create a mood.
Just started here in December. We've got quite a few homes up at the moment.
Okay, and then we finish off with the logo again. Okay, and then we can crossfade the logo again. Just grab the tab and just move it on there, and it'll just fade to black. All right, so we've made a basic video with everything we need. We've got music, we've got interview, we've got overlay footage, we've got a logo, we've got lots of stuff. We've got everything basically we need. Now, the other thing too is I would give it an in and out point so that when we go to edit it, when we go to export it, it knows what to export. Now, there's nothing else here, but if I added other files here and we go to export it, it'll try export everything, okay? So we need to tell it what bits we want to export. So I put my scrubber at the start, press the I key, go to the end, press the O key, you'll see that only that section's highlighted, okay? Then we'll go into our little spaceship over here again, deliver. We did this yesterday. in the tutorial, in the lecture. So again, QuickTime H.264, 1920 by 1080, high definition, 25 frame rate. Don't worry about the rest. Now we just need a name for it. So edit tutorial. Let's call this audio and titles. And then it's going to go into the same folder that we talked about before, editing folders for Chris. Save it in there. Add to the render queue, and this is the render queue up here, okay? So it's job 2, and we just press render. You can see it working pretty quickly. Done. Okay, so now it's done. It's in my folder. If I go into my folder up here, audio and titles, and it's only 25 megabytes, there's a Choice Homes logo that I showed you before, and there's the first draft that I made previously. So let's just click on that and I'll show you what it looked like, okay?
Yeah, I agree. It has been a challenging time for us through the COVID situation. You can see through our estate here, we've got our properties moving pretty quickly. We just started here in December. We've got quite a few homes up at the moment. We keep the same sort of trades and move from one estate to the other so we can keep those guys busy. Because we want those guys moving on to other companies. We like to look after our company like one big happy family, not just for our staff, but through our subcontractors and suppliers as well.
Okay, so that was the first draft. So after we do that, we're going to our YouTube. I've already loaded it up. I've created a link for it. So there's a video link. So if I've loaded it up, it's just create this. So copy this video link, okay? We can close it. We can see we've got it up in there. So it's the Rosebank first draft. And then we go into our WordPress site, okay? So we go into post, add a new post. Now, you should have all this on your WordPress site. Okay, and then you just pick which category you're sending it in. See, I've got a whole heap of categories. Where am I going to put it? Benny the Baby Green Bottle. Let's call it in pre-production because it's really, let's call it in pre-production. Okay, and then all you got to do is you just right-click and paste the video tab, and it pops up for you. Okay, so we're done. So add title. Let's call this video tutorial for Davinci Resolve. Okay, and then on the bottom there, just give me an indication of what your video is all about. Let's get plus. And let's publish it. Publish. You can always come back and write a description for it. Okay. So let's do that. Okay. And it's done. So you can play it, and so we can add a caption. We can do whatever we want with it now. We can just go video tutorial for my class. Okay, and I'll update that as well. Okay, so let's view the post. video tutorial for Davinci Resolve. Look, it pops up for you, tells you a little bit about it, clicks on it. And that's it, gang. So you've got a really good tutorial on Davinci Resolve. Now, the more I use Davinci Resolve, the more I like it. I'm actually enjoying it more than Adobe Premiere Pro at the moment. It's really fast. Everything's in, easy to use areas. It's free, which is fantastic, so you can do whatever you want. I always use this edit tab. Make sure you're on the edit tab because it gives you everything to look at. It's got everything in reach for you. So you've got mixers, you've got inspectors, you've got the media pool, which is all your stuff, lots of effects, and you can add different things. There's a few other things that I didn't go into, like the blade tool where you can cut files and move them around and things like that. But you can explore that the more you play with it in the tutorials. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you got a lot out of it, and enjoy. I'm actually really enjoying Davinci Resolve.